trying to fire Doug Peterson last year. They was trying to fire Doug Peterson after that playoff debacle.
Yeah, he was in the hot seat since last season.
Yeah,
So it was
because they
just
collapsed.
yeah. And
They
there's
had
no
the
way.
division. I think they had the division by like 5 games and smoked it.
And then they let the Texans come in, and then you see what happened there. And then I see the owner of the Jags that came out because I think he had said it, or somebody alluded to T. Law being the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. He's like,
They
you know
owner
what?
don't know football. He called the AFC the AFL.
Yeah, because he definitely but the quote that I'm talking about now, he's like, nah. When I said that, I was tripping. I don't think he anything close to Aaron Rodgers. So he feel like they may be outs on the quarterback after they gave him all that money. So we don't know what's going on in Jacksonville also. But what Kev say? Ironic, you look at the quarterback class this year compared to last season too. I don't get where you're going with that one. As far as like who's coming out,
Yeah, I don't get it even. I don't get
yeah,
what
you got me on that one. When you talking about the draft class from with
he talking about the classes. He talking about the Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams class compared to Shador and them, but I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I was trying to piece it together, but I can't get it.
Yeah,
I was about to say something, but I couldn't.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help us out with that one, Kev, because you saying that's why they fired the coaches because the quarterbacks that the GM didn't draft. Because if that's the case, I don't know. Y'all got me on that one. Now, Carl, you kind of already answered the Doug Peterson one, so I'm gonna ask you, Mark, good or bad move by the Jags?
It's a great move. Like, I think they gotta find a way to get a new quarterback. I know they just paid Trevor Lawrence, but it's time for him to go. It's been too long. He's in a good situation. It ain't like you don't have receivers, you don't have a running back, or you don't have a defense or anything like that. It's just that it's just not working out. You might just be better somewhere else. I feel like he's one of the I feel like they should go for with the new coach. They should go for a new quarterback as well. Travis Etienne was really, really good last year. This year he was, where was he at? I know they did hit on they wide receiver, but with Brian Thomas Jr. But outside of him, you said what?
I bet you do know.
Oh yeah, yeah. But fantasy reasons, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit on a receiver, but it's just like they're not going up. They're stagnant. They're in the same, just like the same thing year after year, and then they get an injury and they lose. The same thing. So they brought Peterson over there because they was going to develop Trevor Lawrence, and they was going to get you got a Super Bowl. You took just teams to the Super Bowl, the Eagles, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna replicate that same thing over here in Jacksonville, and it hasn't come into fruition yet. So, and they don't think it was ever gonna come into fruition. It's the same story. So I mean, they started declining because they went 9. I think it was like 22-29 is his record. 8. He was 9-8, 9-8. Then he just went 4-13.
Yep.
So I can double check that while you go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not good. You're not supposed to do worse. You're supposed to get better. And that the 4-13 giving him a high draft pick is like, okay, yeah, now it's time for a new coach. Just not doing it. Some of the decisions wasn't right. The offense wasn't top of the league, or the defense wasn't top of the league. It wasn't balanced. The team wasn't balanced. It ain't like you had one good thing and one bad. It was all just bad.
Yeah, and Kev, I can see where you was going with that. If he actually took the year off, he was a consultant for the Browns this year, so he was still thinking about football and doing things. And well, then again, if you look at the Browns,
wasn't he putting his name out there too?
No, Vrabel did take a year off. He said it himself. He said he was going to take a year off from coaching after he left the time. He said he was going to take a year off.
But what I'm saying is, if you removing yourself from football, like as a coach, like removing yourself from it to recalibrate, you're not going to go consult with the Cleveland Browns and help them out with what they need. So it's like, did he really want to take the year off, or did he just want to be like, I'm waiting for someone to come get me, and no one came and got him until this year? Well, nobody signed him yet, but nobody probably reached out.
I just Googled it.
I don't know what the true role was. Consulting is something, but like, what was his true role with the Browns? It's consulting, but like, are they calling him to ask for his advice? Is that what he's getting to do with the Browns? Like,
I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. I just Googled it.
Watching sports and everything like that.
It said the prospect of taking a year off never crossed Vrabel's mind. Some teams were interested in bringing him in as a DC, but he wasn't into that idea. So I don't think, like I said, I didn't think he took a year off. Just he threw his name. I remember him throwing his name out there.
Nobody hired him.
Yeah, nobody hired him. When the Patriots could have just did so in the first place and just had Draw Mayo as his DC.
And here you go. And during his time with the Browns, he worked with various.
Take a year off because
Here you go. It said during his time with the Browns, Variable worked with various position groups on the offensive side of the ball and often seen on the sideline of games. Also helped the Browns scout players. He ain't take no year off. He was working.
But he also, was working. He was right. He had 20. He was 22 and 29 with the Jags. I don't know if he heard me, but yeah.
He might be frozen.
But yeah, Mark was right. He was 22 and 29.
Hold on, we're gonna let you get yourself together, Mark. You can just hit us in the chat when you're ready.
Definitely froze.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think Vrabel took a year off. I could have sworn I remember him throwing his name out there to be a head coach. Just nobody wanted him to be a head coach. But that, like Dave said, the Patriots could have just hired him. But he like Petty said, he was doing behind the back deals. Why would I take that job? Like now I gotta watch my back because you might be giving my job away and I don't even know it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you take a leap of faith. It's kind of like if I go out there and I do a good job, he go hire another coach, I can get a job somewhere else. Or it can work in a situation where it worked like this, where it's like you go out there, you start winning, you find a coach that he fire you, and now you don't get a job again. I mean,
I'm not rolling because
it's one of those things.
The Patriots
I'm talking about
organization in terms of cheating and all that other stuff.
He paid for the team, so I mean, he's probably like, you know what, I'm gonna just get my name out there. But when something like this happened, he definitely went home and was like, I should have known. I can see that. He definitely should have said, I should have known.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. I'm not rolling.
Yeah. Well, looks like we got